What's up, DBI? Riz here, and we're going to be doing another roleplay review, this time for Relok, an Acolyte's Tale. And this is a solo from Infernus, which I do believe is one of Thousand's Yondai characters. And the type is a follow-up to his bio. It's also training and world building. And the location is, I want to say this is Relok or Relok Fire Temple, with brief stints in the capital city, lower and second tier residential blocks. And the arc, then he has named it, is Enter Relok, episode 1. And his synopsis is that Infernus becomes an acolyte within the fire school, beginning his proper training and essentially denoting the transition from mundane character to a tier 0 ascendant. His special circumstances are noted yet surprisingly accommodated in the end. The write-up also encompasses some proposed world building regarding the social structure of the Yondai of Relok. And this was exactly what it says, right? This is a follow-up to his bio, which if you guys want to read his bio, and this is kind of like, the bio is the opening credits. We get the title, and then now we're kind of directly into it. But really, we're just getting Infernus training in like a dojo, and they've already kind of stated, his master did, that he is very adept in fire, hence the name. But he's no good at pretty much anything else. And, when you're trying to make your character and you're trying to make your character stand out, that is one thing that stands out, because for the Yondai, for those of you that don't know, it's like the Pycon race, and they're very elemental. If you guys aren't playing them, everything plays off of an elemental background, an elemental attunement, and just everything is about air and wind and fire, excuse me, and earth. So everything that's about this character is something to do with an element, and he's just really good at one element and really bad at the others. And that's kind of what they say in here, like that is his, they don't call it a defect. What do they call it? They have a specific word for it. I think even go to say his handicap. Right, there we go. Yeah, so they call it a handicap. And, from this log, the way Infernus takes it, it's kind of not good, right? He doesn't take it in stride and nothing. Like, it kind of gets to him. It pisses him off a little bit. And that kind of makes me think, is this character good? Is this character villainous? We don't really know his alignment yet. But, he just goes on. He continues to train. Months pass, and now he is still fighting a deck stacked against him. So he feels that the people want him to fail, because they keep giving him challenges, and he keeps losing, and he keeps, fighting against these people that he knows are stronger than him, that have been training longer than him. He's only been here for a few months. There are people that he's fighting that have been here for a few years, and that's who he's fighting now. In the second half of the log, and not going very well for him. He knows that he's kind of in his own head, I would say, to where the fight is kind of stacked against him. He's got a deck stack against him. Why are they doing this and everything? And then he gets mad and doesn't really use a burning fist technique, and just grabs the guy and throws him into the wall. And his opponent, Agnes, is wait, what? He didn't even use a proper technique to win. He's supposed to be this burning fist guy. That wasn't a burning fist technique. That wasn't actually really a good water throwing or air throwing technique. That wasn't, any school that he was trying to mimic. It was terrible for that. Why does he get the win? And the master is just because he threw you against the wall, man. You lost. I'm sorry, you lose. Good day, sir. And they're like, that's it, dude. Like, you are still an acolyte, and no matter what prestige you thought you were going to go through, Infernus beat you. So there you go. And Infernus kind of learns that, he even agrees of like, okay, so yeah, I won, but like, I didn't win the way that you guys were supposed to do. And they're just like, no, we just want you to win. That's it. And when it's almost like telling him that, like, once he stops holding on to what he thinks should be right, only then can he grow, right? If he has this like predestined path and he needs to stay on it, like, that path is only leading him so far. And it's when he opens his mind to other possibilities does he get to get the victory that he wants. And that's all that he really wanted, was this victory. And it was really cool. And like, in it, they do some more explaining of like kind of why he'll never reach his full potential. And that's where the world building comes in. That's where like the society of the Yondai come in. And it's really the one part, if I could have had, and I know that like in the synopsis it says this, but if it could have been like a hard cut of like, this is how our sanction of Yondai society works. Because when you're doing this world building, as you're laying out, you're kind of saying in a way that like all Yondai follow this path. And after a second read, I kind of picked up of like, okay, so this isn't something for everybody. But I would just be like very mindful, like maybe like the next time you role play, it was like, hey, yeah, like my small section, well, it doesn't have to be small, but like my section of the world where we come from, where my Yondai have trained, this is our outlook. This is what we believe. Because you never want to say like everybody is like this. Because then like the next Yondai that makes a character that wants to roleplay has to do it your way. And then everybody is kind of doing it your way, which, if everybody collectively agrees of like, well, we all want to be part of this, then yeah, maybe the majority of them do that. That was just like my 2 cents. But yeah, this was a good log. It's short. It's short, but like there's a lot of stuff packed in here. To where it warranted me reading it twice. When I saw like the length, in comparison to some of the other logs I just read, I was like, okay, I can bust this out. And then I read it, and I know that like my eyes went over the words, but I didn't feel like I retained any of it. I didn't feel like I actually read it. Like I looked at it, but I didn't read it. And then I went through and I read it again, and then I understood it. And yeah, it was good. So yeah, I don't want this to go too long. But yeah, good job, buddy. And welcome to our first Yondai on the channel. And for everybody else, I'll see you guys on the chat channel.